It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Hey, Mzansi, welcome to it. Yes, you're opening up right here on S3. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show. And man, I'm feeling so good getting educated with absolute professionals when it comes to our health. And Tuesday has never felt this good. Now, as we move obviously into the new season, we've got these pollen counts that are on the rise, allergens in the air, and many South Africans are starting to feel the effects of seasonal allergies. I literally just saw Chef Clem off camera. We will chat in a bit, but the man was looking a little bit puffy. He's suffering, people. So hopefully we can help you with this conversation, because from the Western Cape to Gauteng and KZN, each region has its own unique allergy triggers. So we have a professional, the very beautiful, the lovely Dr. Leila Kasim in the building with us this morning to help us navigate these seasonal allergies and how to best manage them. Doc, how are we doing this morning?
Thank you for having me.
Suffering as well from some allergies, maybe?
A little bit.
Yeah, it's crazy how impactful it actually is, and it's a real thing. So maybe we can talk about this exactly, because I know when I was in like KZN now in winter, it's still summer there. And then you head to Gauteng and I come back and my nose and my throat is dry. The season in South Africa are crazy. So does that mean that these sort of allergens or these sort of areas have different impacts on our allergies?
Yes, for sure. So in South Africa, we have such a diverse area. Our allergy season actually starts from the time of September and goes on right through January to March, and even longer in certain areas. If we're talking about Gauteng and the Highveld, it's a more dry area and the altitude is higher. So allergens like grass pollen allergy is more prevalent. Whereas if you go towards the coastal areas like KZN and Cape Town, house dust mite allergies are more prevalent because of the humidity and the dampness.
Okay, so that means that theoretically, no matter what, there's something that we can maybe address here, because this is affecting like the good times in South Africa from September to March. That's like when everybody's out playing. So we need to pay attention to this conversation. Are there some like symptoms that we should be looking out for when it comes to allergy season?
Yes, for sure. And most people develop symptoms, or most people suffer. In fact, about 50% of people can suffer from allergic rhinitis symptoms.
Okay.
So your allergy symptoms would be a runny nose, increased mucus production, dry or runny eyes, depending on how you present, and then itchy eyes, and then often sneezing. And then it's important to know that it differs from having a cold or flu, because you don't have those body aches and pains and you don't have a fever. So it's more so the allergy symptoms rather than feeling achy and sick.
All right, so let's talk about a cure here, because I know there's a lot of people that struggle with this. It impacts our jobs, it impacts our mood even, because it's just like irritating. At the end of the day, your nose is dry from blowing it so often. Something like, let's say, ALLERGEX non-drowsy. Is this something that can help people with these allergies, but more importantly, stop them from maybe feeling drowsy while doing it? Because I know these are some of the side effects that not all of us are aware of, and we're sometimes scared about it. We're like, I don't want to do that. It's not worth it.
Yeah, so it's good that you mentioned that. There are so many classes of antihistamines that can manage your allergic rhinitis symptoms. So ALLERGEX non-drowsy is an example of an antihistamine that doesn't cause the grogginess or the drowsiness. So you don't feel that lethargy when you want to manage symptoms and you want to be functional at work and just carry out your normal daily living.
Okay.
And essentially it manages those symptoms by essentially blocking that histamine release. So then it manages the symptoms of preventing you from having that runny nose and from having those itchy eyes or sneezing.
So we don't have to suffer, Mzansi. You do not. Now, I know obviously with everybody, like we mentioned, heading out into the outdoors, into the chaos of life as the seasons present themselves, I think there's maybe a few things we might need to possibly look out for when it comes to allergy seasons. Is there anything that we can do to maybe just be more aware and be more like present to do something about it?
Yes, so you mentioned it as well. So knowing the pollen count, it's a nice way to sort of identify the days that the pollen count is high. On those days, just make sure that you have a shower after you get home from enjoying the beautiful scenery in South Africa. So don't not go out, but just know how to manage it in simple ways. And then using ALLERGEX non-drowsy or an antihistamine can help prevent those negative symptoms. And then also things like a saline wash for your nose to prevent you or reducing the allergen in the nasal mucosa. And then you have options like your intranasal steroid, also to reduce the inflammation of your nasal mucosa. So there's so many ways. And then in the house, when you have dust mite allergies, make sure that you vacuum the house, vacuum the curtains even, and mop the floors. So it's like simple little tricks that you can essentially do to manage your symptoms.
It really is simple, and I think this is something that everybody can do. So, Mzansi, you know what to do now. Dr. Leila has spoken. Go clean your house. But thank you so much again, Dr. Leila, for coming through. I think this education is absolutely welcomed, and especially right now as I'm literally seeing people struggle with the allergy season. So we can suffer no more. For you, Mzansi, it gets even better. Listen to this. I got something to tell you and plug you in on, because how about a chance to win? Yeah, I got your attention now. So listen, ALLERGEX Non-Drowsy is giving away a 2,000 Rand cash prize. Now to enter, you need to tell us the following. When do your allergies hit the hardest? Is it morning, afternoon, or night? Now make sure to use the hashtag ALLERGEX Non-Drowsy in your entry. And remember, the competition closes on Friday, the 20th of September. And your T's and C's do apply. You can find it all at expressoshow.com. And if you want any more information, well, the doc you can find online. She has a plethora of knowledge that you definitely want to jump on. Thank you so much, Doc.
Pleasure for having me.